What the hell is Saw Sports or whatever that last call was talking about? What the hell is that?
Guys are from Free Love, man.
What the hell is Saw Sports or whatever that last call was talking about? What the hell is that?
Guys are from Free Love, man.
What's the mother fluffing? It's that customers. Fuck that. What's the motherfucking deal? Let me. I don't know why this particular part wants to do the camera stuff. But anyway, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to Saw Sports. If you're not familiar with Saw Sports, Saw Sports, the Houston, Texas Homer Network. Man, we talking all sports, but only Houston. I'm your host, your grateful host, Head honcho. I'm glad that you could be here this evening. But I got a gentleman. I've been saying that I've been bringing back toxic this and we're going to bring it, but I got to bring in the OG of toxicity when we talking Texans to the T. Who we got joining us? Who do we have in the sauce? The original toxicity. Who we got in the sauce today, man?
Man, it's the one and only Toxic City Tinny, and I'm here to drive it down on Russell Wilson's tiny little forehead.
Shout out to Toxic City Tinny, man. It's been a minute since you've been in it. It's good to see you, man. Man. Shout out to Jay Boogie. Shout out to Arturo. Shout out to Jabari, Master Race, J Mel, J Mac, Wise Man in the building. Yeah. Appreciate everybody, right? Appreciate everybody. And we're gonna talk about it. Texans, Broncos, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of things to talk about. But Tim, man, you ain't been here in a minute, so it's a couple of things I just like to catch up on with you. Get your thoughts on, and then we'll talk about the Broncos and the Texas game that's coming up. So first and foremost, how have you been feeling about the Texans season to this point? The whole CJ Stroud hype. I mean, just how are you feeling as an OG Texans fan yourself right now?
Well, I know a lot of people weren't able to check in on it, but back when we drafted CJ and then we turned around and got Will Anderson, I had to eat all my crow on Nick Caserio. Nicky Scissors has me in his corner. I know a lot of people haven't been happy with him, but this team is way outperforming standards. Like it's beyond belief. I knew CJ was going to be CJ. I don't care what anybody wants to tell me, wants to say. I knew CJ was that guy. I like Bryce, but CJ was always going to be this guy. You saw, yeah, I mean, you can go do it right now. You can go look up his highlights and you can look at what CJ was doing in college and you can see how he was reading the field and just picking people apart. And everybody's over there wants to worry about like the big games. They want to worry about where he went, what he earned, what he won. No, CJ had that killer dog in him and he's showing it in the league right now. And I love it. And I'm so happy with how this team is going. I'm happy that we got D'Amico in the house. I was worried that when we fired Lovey, that we weren't going to get anybody worse shit. And then we turn around and we go get D'Amico. It was like it was already set in stone. And I mean, the team is doing wonderful. As an OG Houston Texans going through the Bill O'Brien era, watching the Kubiak collapse. I mean, it's wonderful watching this team right now. I don't care if we struggle for the rest of the year or we go 1-1 for the rest of the year. It is what it is. This team should not be doing the things that they're doing, and the league is put on notice, definitely.
Yeah, I got a point. I don't know why on this scene the camera does and the other shit it does whatever. I'm gonna figure it out one day. But right now it ain't gonna be today. But so I came up with a new phrase, man. I came up with a new phrase, and I'm not here to segregate Texans fans, but I am, because all Texans fans are not creative. We've been saying this since the inception of the sauce. We got some weird ass fans out there, and that's cool. Your fandom is your fandom, right? It's a fanatic is not necessarily a sane person, but for the OG Tech, the ones who have been down since day one, who've really been through the roller coaster ride of the Texans, not people who were, I was, over here, but then my family used to be this, and then I just decided I didn't want to be like my family because I'm a black sheep, and I'm going to do something different, so I'm going to pick this team. We're talking about the real riders of the Texans. We talking about the motherfuckers been up, down, the roller coaster. We talking about the 10 toes Texans. That's my new hashtag. If you a 10 toes Texan, and the number 10, right? 10, don't 10 toes. Look, you ain't got on it. If you a 10 toes Texan, I mean, you've been down with the Texans since day
You say 10 toes down since 02?
Yeah, since the very beginning. Give me a hashtag 10 toes Texans in the sauce. Do we have any 10 toes Texans in the sauce? We need to see. But TD, what's the motherfucking deal? Daniel Martinez, what's the motherfucking deal? So, and again, and it's a couple of things we got to point out too. Like, we differentiate ourselves. It's not to be hating. It's not to be whatever, because it's just, if you've been following the sauce, y'all already know it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is. But for those who are new, we differentiate ourselves for a reason, right? And there are people who talk Texans on YouTube, and then there are Texans tubers, right? And if y'all don't know, I said it the other day, Tin Man is an OG Texas tuber. A lot of inspiration for the sauce. Like I said, I feel like there are greats who came before. Y'all got to know, like, everybody's a fan. Everybody not at CJ Stroud here. Everybody's talking Texans, right? It's the hype. It's the great thing to talk about, right? But I got to give respect to those who came before, laid the foundation for the sauce, those who became a part of the sauce, and who imitated what we put together after that. But it is what it is, right? So it's cool, man. 10 toes taking like a fucking foot fetish. Oh man, it's terrible. It's a football fetish, so it's kind of in there somewhere.
Yeah.
But
and you ain't for the streets, you don't know 10 toes down. I don't want to hear that. Who said that? Check them right now.
You say that. But okay, we got some 10 toes Texans, and that's what I'm talking about, baby. The good, the bad, and the ugly. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, it's good right now, and people see the good for the foreseeable future. So now everybody's all in. Now it's let's go, right? Okay, that's cool. If that's what you do, that's what you're doing. That's whatever. Illusion, what's the motherfucking deal? We ain't taking this L, baby. We better get into it. But before that, one more thing I want to talk about before we dig into the game. How do you feel? And we kind of mentioned the other day, the Tepper's still running his mouth about not being able to draft CJ. Like, how does that impact the Carolina? You just fired the head coach, if I'm not mistaken. And now you continue talking about a quarterback. So how does that look on Bryce? Like, how do you feel like he is? I mean, what's really going on this, in your opinion? I mean, what do you think is really shaking over there in Carolina?
It's fucking buyer's remorse. It's buyer's remorse. Like you weren't prepared for the situation. And like, I hate this whole argument right now, how people talk about like, CJ Stroud's got Tank Dell. He's got Nico Collins. Like, not a damn person outside of maybe 713-832, all the area codes. What's the new ones that are popping up for Houston? All them area codes. Yeah, the 346. Nobody knew who Nico Collins was. Not a damn person. I think Nico Collins was, and this is funny to draw from, but like you got to use it because of now today's fucking world. But fantasy football, I think Nico Collins had like maybe 14% drafted in fantasy leagues, or even picked up in fantasy leagues. He was not doing shit. Like, nobody knew Nico Collins. But that's the argument that Panthers fans love to use. Like, oh, he got Nico Collins. He's got Tank Dell. He's got Schultz. Everybody knows Schultz started off slow. Everybody knows that fucking Nico Collins have his statistically best year that he's ever had in the league, maybe even since college. I don't even think he had years like this in college. But like, you got to look at the picture that they're trying to paint. Every single person, a part of the Panthers organization, from the fans to the administration, they have buyer's remorse. They are worried that the guy that they got is never going to be as good as CJ now. And we haven't even completed one full season. And there's no other way that you can look at this and say it's not buyer's remorse. Like, everybody is upset with the situation. They fired their coach. They fucking got everybody out of there. And right now, I mean, what are you going to do? You gonna fucking do what Kyler Murray's been going through? You gonna do the next? He's gonna be the next quarterback that has to fail because you don't know how to build a team. You don't know how to have set leadership in place. The Panthers are fucked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that's going to be a problem because now the Panthers are going to go through like probably a similar situation to what we did when we went through the Cully era and the Levy era. Like, because you're going to get guys that are just going to be space fillers because nobody's going to feel confident going and taking that job, knowing that you're kind of the man in the middle. You're going to have to, you spend capital on Bryce, so you're going to have to try to make that work. You're going to have to try to build around him somehow, right? And then you're going to have to deal with ownership who hates the situation. It ain't shit you can do about it. And then you got the quarterback who knows that. So he's going to be stressed out trying to play, top notch. And we know that he's just not of that caliber right now. Sure, some pieces may help him out, but again, like TD mentioned, or let me make sure I don't want to get the wrong credit. I'm sorry, Wade mentioned, that Stroud is making these receivers, right? We saw Nico and Mills. We've seen like a great receiver. Like, we saw guys like D-Hop, Andre succeed with a carousel of quarterbacks. Those were great receivers, right? Who played with so-so quarterbacks. Nico is not that guy, right? And not knocking him. He's had his games and he plays well. He looks like much better. He's got a different mindset. I think, again, the energy in that building has helped inspire that. But Nico's not that guy. He's not a guy you're going to put in that calendar. Like you said, nobody knows Nico, right? Like, nobody knows Nico. And it's now they do because, again, he's playing with Stroud. Who's Stroud throwing to? Okay, well, let me pick him up because I feel like he's going to be money in fantasy football. Like you said, fantasy football does generate that attention, that attraction to lesser-known players. And if Tank Dell was all that, why didn't he go first? Why didn't he go early on? Like, why wouldn't he a top 10? Like, they want to redraft now. Well, if we could draft that, and I hate that shit. That's how the experts apologize for their stupid shit. When that's why I tell you, ain't no fucking expert. We just fans talking to fans. We talk shit this motherfucker. We gonna have a good time. Don't come over here for no expert opinion. You know, we're gonna give opinions, and your opinion is just as respected. That's what makes the sauce. Y'all the fresh ingredients. Y'all opinions are just as respected as up here. So if I'm asking 10 man, or I'm asking anybody on the sauce, or they ask me, y'all, we expect y'all to be responding in the comments, man. Because y'all the fresh ingredients. Y'all make this, man. But yeah, it's a crazy situation. Except for Professor Trill. Don't nobody want to hear what Professor Trill got to say.
Hey, if I got to be honest, I was part of a group in our Discord that was saying that Nico Collins was probably going to be a casualty when it comes to the OTAs and everything. I didn't think he was going to make the team this year.
Yeah.
Like, that's where my mindset was, and I'm a fan of this team, and I respect what this man has been able to do this year. But like, can't none of these fools out there, especially outside of the Houston fandom, say they knew who Nico Collins was. Say that they knew that Schultz was going to come here and start doing what he was doing after 4 or 5 games. And then you look at Tank Dell. Wasn't nobody talking about Tank Dell prior to the season. Not even prior to preseason. Wasn't nobody saying, oh yeah, Tank Dell's about to light up the league. No, nobody was saying that. Everybody was quiet. Everybody loves to stay quiet until it's time to talk about it, and then they start pulling shit out their ass.
Shout out to Illusion. Appreciate the super saucy super chat. I ain't said it so long. Fucking tongue twisting myself. Super saucy super chat love. Says a shame, but the upgrade Wilson's program received a couple of months ago is legit. Say 38 for 45 for 72 yards and 4 TDs. Don't say another ugly. We ain't going out like that. We got the 7-1-3 on the field, baby. Because the secondary, I ain't gonna say they've been struggling, but they have not been playing up to par. I think you bring a Ward back is gonna be a key component. And then you got Stroud the 7, you got Ward the 1, and you got, Tank Dell the 3, baby. We can't lose, baby. You know what I'm saying? See, we ain't had the 7-1-3 last couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? So now we in the mix, baby. But I appreciate the love. Trill, you're not the prophet Ray Trill. You know what I'm saying? Look, this Broncos, look, I know the last time I talked Broncos, I was over the top. We finna smash these boys, finna kick their shit in. You know, it's gonna be a real ugly situation. And I don't even remember the motherfucker name. Jake Locke, or whatever his name was. Was it Drew Locke? One of the motherfuckers. I don't even remember his name. I don't know if he's still
Oh,
alive.
yeah.
And then he hit us with the Toy Story. Hit us with the Buzz Lightyear. Motherfucker on the sideline jamming Jeezy and shit. It was embarrassing, right? And that was the year of the playoffs. And and again, at that point, my religion of the Texans changed because it was just like, damn, we are the Texans. Because Ray said it. Everybody was excited. Texans was going, we're going to beat the And Ray said, we're going to lose. Ray, he just hating. He fucking just saying anything. And after that game, I came to a realization. I was like, Ray was right. Like, as long as the Bill O'Brien there, as long as the Ray saw it. He saw the pieces that I didn't want to see, right? But now I'm back on the pipe. All right. So look, if you got a pipe, drop a pipe in the chat. I'm back on the pipe. Look, I don't care what y'all saying. Look, forget that though. Let me hit the pipe real quick one time, right? I'm back on the boat. I ain't going to rehab. We got CJ Stroud. Look, it is what it is. So I don't feel like we out of anything, man. You suck, you two motherfuckers. Yeah, getting your shit pushed in by Denver with trash ass Drew Lock. But shout out to Ray. I see you in the mix, baby. But like I say, it's not gonna be it. And I'm talking my shit. But the Broncos are on a 5-game win streak. They aren't looking like the early Broncos. And again, football is interesting because seasons are long, right? A football season, it may be 16, 17 weeks, whatever it is, but it's long because it's almost like seasons within the season, your first quarter of, not the first actual game, but of the season, in the middle, like the narratives change, right? You might have one team that from the beginning to the end, they've been sustainable. You have a team like, oh, these motherfuckers are trash, they're gonna be drafting first in the draft, and then somehow turn it around, maybe game 5 or 6 and hit a stride. Like there's so many narratives, so many stories. Even the Texans conversation has been up and down, throughout the season. So
yeah, I'm
not sleeping on the Broncos in the sense of that they won't be coming to play. Like I said, they're getting some weapons back, and but Russ is a bitch, right? Fuck Russell. I just don't like Russell. I ain't gonna like Russell, and I'm here for slander on Russell and demeaning his character as a man. That's what this is all about. But what were you saying there, Tim, man?
No, I was gonna say, man, I was like, in reality, when you look at the rest of our schedule and you look at all these teams, including the Broncos, they're on a 5-game winning streak. They should not lose Sunday. They should not. We are not that team. We're not that juggernaut. But you know what? Everybody looks at us and sees the juggernaut of the future. They see this monster team on the rise. And whether people want to believe me or not, Nick Casario keeps doing his deal through the draft, getting the right players, except for the hurt players. We don't need that anymore. No more hurt players. But if we draft the right players and we get the right personnel in here and we start doing things, and if we have an active free agency, what are any of these teams going to do next year? What are they going to do the following year? You got CJ still on a rookie deal. You got Tank on a rookie deal. You got all this talent on rookie deals. Like, what are you going to do? You can't stop us. We will be able to contend with the best of the best in the AFC and hopefully even be able to take down an NFC team one day in the big game. But that's far into the future. But like today, this week, Russell Wilson better not fucking lose to us. Well, how do you defend that? How do you defend that as a Broncos fan? How do you defend that as Broncos administration? How do you lose to the Texans? Like, bro, we're the most dangerous team right now because we are fucking hot and we're good at what we do. CJ's good at passing. If we could get the run game going with Singletary, like, nah. Like right now, don't lose to us. Don't lose to us because we'll walk into the fucking playoffs and upset somebody.
The particular team, and look, I'm telling you, I'm calling the script. I know y'all saying, "Oh, Honcho don't do this because what's the word I'm looking for? Y'all know what I'm talking about, superstitions and man, fuck all that, bro. I'm throwing all that shit out the window. Fuck the superstitions. Fuck the nonsense. This is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna tell y'all right here what's gonna take place. Right, the Texans are going to. Texans are going to run the table, okay? Once the Texans run the table, we're going to meet a particular team in the playoffs, right? That I'm looking forward to. People go, y'all don't want to see that. Y'all don't, to me, this season, like now my goals in this season have shifted. This season will not be a good season. I know I said I'm taking it as house. It is house money. But the ideal ending of this season for me is to get the 3-match, right? The 3-match in their house, in the playoffs, and push pretty boy shit in. You know what I'm saying? And then on the way to after we kick his shit in, we go to the bowl. No, you're talking real outlandish. But this is the season for it to happen, right? This would be the ideal perfect season. We go to the bowl, and hear me out. I know what y'all finna say. I know what the fuck y'all finna say when I say it. Y'all just hear me out. This is just hear me the fuck out, okay? Play Dallas in the big game. Right? We play Dallas in the big game. And it's a good game. Right? And it's a good game. Entertaining for the whole world. The Texas Bowl, what you've been wanting. Young CJ Stroud, the battle of the light-skinned quarterbacks. It would be a very, very, very. Now we gotta kick the Jag shit in on the way, just because they've been talking too much. Like they really believe they're legit, right? Them motherfuckers is AAA quality knockoff Gucci bags. You know what I'm saying? And they think that they're legit. They think they're the real deal. So like just to go back to beat them twice in their house, you know what I'm saying? That's just to let them know. That's just to put the final little ring on there. Like when you see somebody choke a motherfucker out, you know what I'm saying? And then you just the last little just the neck break. Let's just put them out there mercy. But yeah, you play Dallas in the bowl, beat Dallas. That would be. And I know statistically very unlikely. I know possibilities and all that. I don't want to hear all that shit. Look, goddamn it. Let me, it's Friday. It's fucking Friday too. Hey, it is fucking Friday. Y'all make sure y'all drop them fuckings in the chat. I forgot all about that. It's been a minute. But that's my fantasy fucking Friday finale of football, this season. That would be the ideal season. Then we could do whatever the fuck we want to. Then we can talk shit to Dallas fans. We can keep shitting on the Jaguars fans. Like, because y'all don't understand the Dallas aspect is they haven't been in so long. And then to get there, and it'd be the Texans that push your shit. Then you notice the tide will shift because most Dallas fans are bandwagon fans anyway, right? The tide, well, you're going to see a lot of motherfuckers say, oh, the Texans really not. I do live closer to Houston anyway. And you're going to see a bunch of motherfuckers shift over and try to become Texans. So we damage their impact and their stronghold in Texas, right? They can have the other little surround. They can have Oklahoma because that's really what Dallas is anyway. But we damage their stronghold in Texas. You know what I'm saying? We started to make the Texans the premier team in Texas. All the little states that don't have a professional team, they could be Cowboys fans. And then, then we beat the Jags again because I can't stand the fucking Jags. Just to shit on Trevor Lawrence because I can't stand him. That's my idea. Okay,
Bro,
I know
like
it's far-fetched. I know it's out there.
them hot dog waters, them hot dog water fans, man. How you get your ass whooped by us in the first game of the season, and on the second game you only beat us because we play bad football? Like how? Like how you really think you're legit? You're not legit. They need to cue that sound. You're not that guy. You're not that guy.
But you know what?
Because shit's gonna be funny.
Bro, it's like I said, I just can't wait. I need, but anyway, I'm talking already, but I really do want the 3-peat with the Jag. Like all the other shit, I just want the 3-peat with the Jag. Like the Dallas shit, playoffs, cool as a rookie. The Texans turn around for where they were last year. I'm cool with all. I'm cool where we are now, right? But being serious, out of that whole scenario, I do want the 3-peat with the Jag, just to beat them in they fucking. I could care less.
Oh yeah. I'll do you one better. I'll do you one better. Because we say fuck it, right? Fuck superstition, fuck, speaking shit into existence and it not coming true, right? Fuck a Friday. Fucking man, let's go 3-peat with the Jags. And I want a revenge game with the Chiefs. I want to I would love. Could you imagine we went into a divisional game? Even if it was the divisional game, I don't know how that have to stack up for us to get to them. But if we were to knock them out of contention, like I want the king. I want the king of the AFC right now. Fuck everybody else, including the Jags. But that's my thing. Yeah. We go in there, we 3-peat with the Jags, we whoop their ass. Then we go on the road to fucking Kings, or not the King, but the Chiefs, the Chiefs Stadium, and we go in there in Arrowhead and we whoop their ass and we walk our ass into a bowl. That's what I want. That's what I want right there.
That would be the ideal. That would be great. Just to let you know we here. And I don't know, y'all. Look, hear me out, man. I've been fasting for 4 days. Okay, so I might be talking. I might be reaching the delusional state. Yeah, I might be delirious right now. I might not remember this an hour from now, right? And we will slide the Discord after the stream, so make sure y'all fucking with that. I might not remember this an hour from now. I might be talking. I don't even know what I just said. I don't even know. I just don't even hold me.
Left, do it right, do it left, do it right, do it.
I'm on the wrong track. I need to put the alerts on there. I keep fucking forgetting to do that. But shout out
to
Big
safe space today. It's fucking Friday.
Yeah, it's fucking Friday, man. It says not our time, and I agree, man. Like I told you, it's all house money. I'm being ridiculous, you know what I'm saying? But it's all house money at this point. Like I'm happy where we're at right now, right? Because I don't think people were giving us this. The fact that we're in contention for the division at this conversation, and like you said, coming to the seat, people, nobody was thinking Tank Dell's tearing the roof off shit. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker who had faith in Tank Dell was CJ. That's who you have to commit. Like I'm sure Nick. I talked about this culture shift, right? Because it is important. Because I think of somebody yesterday that a prior regime would not have accepted this. A prior regimes would not have taken Stroud's opinion into account. So you wouldn't have had Tank. They wouldn't be taking input. It would be we talked about how so much motherfucker OB used to try to put the round peg in the square hole, right? Like the team is embracing. I think they see it. I think the league sees this. You almost, if you believe that you have that guy, you have to embrace him. But I think the Texans personally have a better understanding of this because of the loss of Oily Ford, right? And so all the fallout that caused, right? So I think that the organization is moving different. So I respect it because it's paying dividends, right? And that trade is paying dividends. So, it is what it is. But yeah, going to this game, man, this Broncos game. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And again, I know, bro. It's the Jags, right? And I've been giving them too much. That's not even the Jags, the team. It's just these fans. They're ridiculous, bro. Right? They're ridiculous. Clarence, wherever you at, you're ridiculous too.
Man, I told them bitches back in the summer. I was like, we were gonna go to your house and whip y'all's ass. Then not one of them believed me, and all of them disappeared after the fact.
Yeah. Like imagine talking that much shit with a team who went 1-1. Historically terrible record against. But kind of looking at this Broncos game, man. Yeah, Russ was looking rusty early on, but you got to respect him. I mean, he's still Russell. Should have handed the ball to fucking beast mode Wilson. But he can play, and so you got to respect him. Get some new weapons back. But what is it most that you are concerned about going into this game? Maybe offensively from the Broncos.
Offensively from the Broncos. Nothing really much. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not really like stressing on the Broncos offense because they're gonna do what they do against us because our defense has a real like bend but not break mentality, and we bend a lot and then we also break a lot. So like there's up and downs. It's up and downs with our defense. So I'm not really stressing them. It's more so their defense causing like issues for our offense, making like shit a little bit harder because we can't play like we did last week. If we play like we did last week, this offense is going to struggle once again. And that was one of the biggest things that we had going on with us last week was these mental errors, the penalties. I'm not talking about that fucking illegal motion because that was not illegal motion, but a lot of that shit right there, we have to clean up the game a little bit more and be more consistent in the first half of moving the ball because we were real stagnant. We kept shooting ourselves in the foot. So as far as the Broncos offense goes, I'm not worried about him. Russell Wilson is a punk. He will crumble. He falls apart. He is not that guy. He needs to be carried by great defense, and he's not on a team with a great defense. He's just on a team that's got a decent defense right now, and that's the end of the story. Russell Wilson has always been a punk. That's why he's never been back to the Super Bowl since the collapse of the Legion of Boom. And he's not that guy. He doesn't do it. He doesn't carry his team. That's why Geno Smith took his job, and now he's in Denver trying to salvage what he's got left of a contract that they're ready to get out from underneath.
How much of an impact do you think Sierra had on Russell?
A lot. She made him super foo-foo. Like that dude got really soft really quick once he started hooking up with her. Like he started drinking his own shit. Like he was high on himself. He thought he was getting the baddest bitch around. And Sierra really ain't even the baddest bitch around. She wasn't even the baddest bitch when she was hot. Like she's never been that person. So I mean, if we're gonna be honest, like she came in, fucked up the whole game, made him the stepfather. Everybody plays that stepfather role at one point in time in their life, and he's definitely bought that shit. He bought in all the way, 100%, and it's fucked with his mentality, and that's why Sean Payton had to go over there and check his ass real quick, take his office, take the parking spots for the PR team that he had follow him around. Like, fuck it. Mm-hmm.
I tell me, Russell went Hollywood. He's making reality shows and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, man, got it out the field. Fuck Russell. Yeah, should have had that sound bite. I'm gonna be jamming it all the way on the way to the game. Yeah, got it out the field. Fuck Russell. That's what they need to play in the damn. They ain't bet. Hey, look, if the Texans don't play that, the DJ be in the mix and all that, man. If the Texans don't got that shit on the sound, so y'all slack. Look, I know y'all social media sauce viewers, because it's just too many uncanny things in the so we putting out the secret word out there. Look, we need that Future. What was that? The Future and Quavo song? Future took the damn song. It don't even matter. What is it? I forgot what this shit called. Something, get your people up, get you something up. I don't even know the song. I just know Future. That's what the nigga do. He get on people's songs and just, who sung this song? I don't know. I just know Future verse on that hook. Yeah, you ain't know the pipe emoji? Yeah, you ain't know. We've been at the pipe emoji. We just ain't been, that's when there was division in the sauce. That there was all kind of stuff going on. The pipe niggas hitting the pipe. Oh yeah. There used to be some other emojis too. I think that's the emojis in the Discord is the Bashan and
what would be the nastiest thing to do is if the Texans PR team reached out to Future to come to the game.
Oh wow! Have Future in the booth with Hannah. You know what I'm talking about, Cal? Hannah and Future up in the booth chilling, watching the game. You know what I'm saying? That would, man, look, don't let me have no say something.
Fuck that. Have him in the booth with Sierra. Didn't him and Sierra have a kid?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Russell.
Yeah.
Didn't they just have a kid?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was. They used to play
let Future be in there.
Yeah, they used to play Future at the Seahawks. Yeah. Like that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, man, look, the thing about it, bro, is just like, again, we need to put that big out that nobody knows anybody on our team is going to be important. That Nick shot for some big name skill players that demand respect from the refs to take us to the next level. Shout out to Big Guy. Appreciate the super chat love. Big B, what's the motherfucking deal? Yeah, look, don't y'all go watch the stream prior to this. I was talking crazy, right? I was delusional. So don't listen to nothing I said about the fantasy scenario before that if y'all just getting in here. But the thing about that, and I'm glad you said that nobody knows on our team, because it was a point I meant to make earlier before I went off on a tangent. That's the thing that we used to talk about with the Texans, is that because of the leadership, because of the image of the Texans, how they were presented, how they were displayed, in the way they presented themselves, like they were a corporate team. We talk about it all the time. They're so fucking corporate. They don't feel like Houston. Now I'm back in love with the Texans, not because they're winning. Honestly, I'm back in love with the Texans because they branded themselves as Houston, the way they should have been from the fucking game. Like, it's enjoyable to go to the game. Like, it's a different feel. Like we've been saying for 6 years. But anyway, it's a thing now that players are watching. I just saw Tank Dell post. You know who's commenting on this shit? Stephon Diggs comment on the Tank Dell post. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if they have any prior interactions prior to, but that's interesting to me, right? Because you might see motherfuckers comment on hot posts here and there because he was hot, right? Dre, if he ever posted anything, they might comment on some of him. You know, they would comment on Watts and shit because he was a social media diva, weird ass dude. But you know, but to see that, and again, these are guys that nobody was talking about. Like, that means people are watching. That means people are talking, right? You see him comment on the CJ shit, like, bro. And already as live as the city of Houston is, you know what I'm saying? Like, we already got a bunch of fucking transplants. Like, motherfuckers gonna come. Like, the players are going to really officially want to come to Houston, right? Like, we talk about Watson, but again, there was shit going on that probably would determine, is that a place I want to go long term and see success and win? Players are looking, right? I know people talking about Evans coming home. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be opportunities to bring in big names, and if the Texans continue to play the way they are playing right now, because if I'm not mistaken, what they got they're supposed to have something close to like 100 mil, I think. Next year, something close.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's within the vicinity.
Yeah, something up there. It might not be 100, but I know it's up there on the other side of 50. But they're going to have some money to spend.
We deal with millions. It's a little short of 100 million. You know, it ain't nothing.
Okay, yeah, it ain't nothing. And then so, like I said, the opportunity is going to be out there, right? The opportunity is there for the Texans to. So that's why I say it's house money. It's house money. Like you said, we got guys on rookie contracts. We got a lot of talent on this roster. If you can get one or two key pieces to fill in the holes, and there's only a couple of holes to fill, you're talking about a team that may be in serious contention next year, right? And now teams in the division have to think different because they thought it was one thing early on, and now these motherfuckers might be a little nicer than we expected, you know? And so we've changed the look of this division. And so again, players are going to come in. I'm actually excited about the offseason. It's not like a thing I really usually get into. Well, okay, so came, cool. But this may be the first offseason I'm really excited about because not only you're talking about names coming in, you're talking about filling those votes and making this team a contender. So I feel like we're in a contender conversation. Not necessarily this year. I'm talking ridiculous. We're fighting. We're not a pushover. You know, I feel like we can bang with anybody except for the Eagles, San Fran, and maybe it was one other I said, right? I feel like we can bang with Baltimore. I know people said that was ridiculous. I feel like we can get with them. I'm not afraid of Baltimore. But so we're talking about bringing in names that are going to make the Texans take that leap. I feel like everything being everything, if we keep the formula we have, the Texans are going to make a leap next season that we haven't seen in a long time, right? Might not have seen ever, because I feel like we're going into the CJ era. But I meant to ask, right? We talked about last week briefly, and you know, consistency and the way that the offense was playing. With I know it was your favorite lineman, so I know it might have upset you what happened. But the way that Titus Howard went out, he's out for the rest of the season. I mean, how do you feel like that's going to have an impact on the line? And now, you know, it's been a lack of consistency throughout the year, and so now another situation with that. How do you feel like that's going to impact the Texans? I mean, on Sunday?
To quote the great Stephen A. Smith, we don't care. We don't care, Titus. You didn't start the season for us, Titus. Go enjoy your Twitch, Titus. Like, we don't need you. Man, we've already proven that we don't need Titus. Titus Howard ain't nothing but a fat quarterback diva. That's what he is. He somehow weaseled his way into an offensive line position, and then for some reason or another got drafted at the position that he got drafted at, and was a failure for a tackle. Then they had to move him into guard because that's where he needed to play no matter what. And now he hasn't been able to complete one single year for us. Like, he ain't nothing but a fat quarterback diva. He's Jamarcus Russell if he fucking moved to another position. That is what Titus Howard is. He is trash. I am tired of hearing him. I'm angry that we paid him. If we could get out from underneath that contract, I absolutely 100% would. Titus Howard can go ahead and kick rocks. Give him an apple and a roadmap and send him down the road. Because right now we don't need him. We got the players, we got the personnel, all these young men that have stepped up during the year. We had one starting offensive lineman game one, and that was Shaq Mason. And that's it. Like, everybody else was this hodgepodge of like unknown talent, unknown ability, and we were still doing what we were doing. And we don't need them.
I felt like the hodgepodge just played better than, you know, the L&T or whatever moving company. You know, it seemed like, I don't know, it's a thing that happens when talent comes around. When you know you're a hodgepodge, right? You got hodgepodges left and right of you. You're going to play your best. You're going to give everything you got. But when you know you got a star next to you on your left or your right, you might slack a little. Oh, he going to pick up my slack. You know, that's kind of like when you see NBA athletes, how they play when, you know, the star's sitting out and they go off, right? And they can still go off with the star in the game, but, you know, you're dependent on him. You're going to run. Well, I know he's the guy. He's the one. So you're going to maybe take that step back. You might pass on that shot you might have taken. But it's kind of the same way here. You got a Tunsil next to you, or what you may have believed Titus Howard was next to you. You know, guys may not have, you know, played to their full capability. I feel like the hodgepodge, like I say, there were weeks that, you know, CJ wasn't really getting touched, you know, with a mix and match offensive line. And I felt like that kind of went out the window once the return of the moving company came. What they call them, the Sunflower Seed Boys or whatever. And I'm not knocking Tunsil, but Tunsil had probably his worst fucking Texas game ever last week. Like, the money that you pay Titus, I agree. Like, I think in the sauce, people always call it. Nobody in the sauce, I don't think, was ever really a Titus fan, right? So this ain't new talk. But people are like, oh, you hating on him? He was like, what did he do at any point in his career to earn? And I don't like this because it sounds like I'm hating on success or I'm hating on being. It's not that. But let's just talk about panning things out. Let's talk about capital, right? Do you feel like what you've gotten from Titus up until he got paid was worth first round capital, right? And then I know you can go back and say, well, who would you have gotten? Everything in hindsight is what it is. But I think you look at it, even then, the odds were kind of against you picking him. I think he'd have been available in later rounds. You know what I mean? I think you took a real big risk and didn't get that return on it necessarily that season. And then now after you've gotten paid, you know, and people, well, you deserve to get paid. Well, you got to play to get paid. Now that he's gotten paid, like, how do you feel about that compensation, right? Like, it hasn't panned out over the career to me, right? And I'm not knocking it, but what do? Do you entertain if somebody's interested, or people going to be less interested with the injuries? And, you know, I mean, like, the best ability is what availability. And so you kind of stuck in that situation. So it is what it is, right? And
if we're being honest, if we're being honest, you're going to be able, whoever loves Titus Howard, you're going to be able to see a lot of him. He's going to be on the sideline with a different purse every week because he's got a fat paycheck that he's using.
And like I said, once they started making Twitch accounts and worried about, like, that told me you got a different mentality, right? I'm not knocking you, do whatever the fuck you want to, right? But when you're trying to get famous and do some other weird shit in the middle of the season, or trying to, you know, go on this other career endeavor, like streaming and doing those things take time, right? They take time and consideration, effort, mental energy, shit like that. That's the energy I need you to be dedicated to the fucking game. Go watch some film. Like, we don't want to watch you. Go watch some fucking film, right? Like, you can't do shit. I ain't got nothing but to watch film now. But that's the type of shit I be on, right? And I saw somebody mention D-Hop. D-Hop turned on us, dog. As much as I fuck with Hop, D-Hop traded on him. When you willingly went to the Titans, bro. So you know what that is. It's fucking Friday. Fuck them. Like, you could have came back. You could have. They would have entertained, bro. With the new look Texans, everything would have been. It would have been water under the bridge. Fans would have welcomed it back. You know, amid all other weird allegations and controversies, nobody would have been tripping. Like, that's D-Hop. Same way we fuck with Kush. Kush. We know Kush was a little tainted, right? But that was overtrained athlete syndrome. Y'all niggas don't know about it. Go read a fucking science book. Y'all just making shit up about my boy Kush. He was just working too hard, and, you know, the levels was elevated. Y'all trying to say he was taking steroids? Kush ain't never taking steroids.
It's Mexican beef. Mexican beef. He was eating cows from Mexico.
Avocados from Mexico. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's like, bro, we like, that's the thing in Houston. We're loyal, right? And we fuck with our legacy. You know, like somebody pointed out the other day, Bun B was talking about a thing. He was talking about how, like in Houston, how all the rappers fuck with the old rappers are still relevant in Houston. It's not like that a lot of other places. Like they don't still get pushed, they don't still get respect, they don't get love like that. But we fuck with our old ass athletes too. You know what I mean? Like shit. We fucking with Earl, we fucking with Nolan, we fucking with Dre Super Tough.
Warren
Like,
Moon. Moon still
Moon,
walks
yeah,
around this bitch.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like we fuck with our old ass athletes. Like, and it is what it is. And so D Hop would have been welcomed back with open arms. You had a couple of them, shut the fuck up. If you ain't cheating to win on, I ain't trying to play with you, goddamn. At this point, shit, we need a goddamn AFC championship at least. Cheat.
Yeah, it's probably them pussies at Texans Unfiltered saying shit like that.
Motherfuckers here, everybody got it. It's the whole everybody at this point. Like I say, if it ain't sauce, I don't even want to talk. You know, but
I tell it right now. Anybody that ain't sauce, y'all can catch these hands whenever y'all want them.
I've let it be known. I've let it be said. Because again, it's and like I say, I ain't putting everybody business out there, but you know, people talk whispers and murmurs. Like it was mentioned, you know, things get back. And like I said, I don't care about none of that. But again,
yeah, tell them. We rolling deep. We rolling deep up to that Titans game.
Oh yeah,
y'all catch us.
If y'all fuck with the sauce, make sure you pull up to the Titans game. I gotta get me a ticket. Because Saul's gonna be deep in the game. Oh man, look, like, and that's the thing. When people, you guys are talking about fighting, like, look,
hey man, charity fights is all the rage. I mean, let's get it. Let's get it.
I would love to do some shit like that. I think that would be some dope shit. Let's do it for a charity, raise some money. The Texans tubers versus any other YouTubers.
We'll call it Titus Howard's new purse charity fund.
Oh my god. But bro, but that's the thing, bro. Like I say, you know, it's like a situation. It's a situation, and now them niggas over there angry. And like, it is what it is, bro. Like I say, people whispers and murmurs and legends and rumors. Like, tell them put your receipts up. If I say something, I got receipts. I guarantee it. This, that, and the third. Tell them show you some receipts. But you know, it's like this, bro. D Hop would have been welcomed back with open arms because of what it is. But once you made that move and you had a choice and you chose the Titans over the house, like you chose to go to Tennessee over coming back to Houston, right? And you come to the city all the time, right? You come to the city you be fucking with the city, right?
He was on Kirby when the news dropped.
Wise, you ain't fucking with him, Wise. You ain't know what D Hop can't come back, man. Come on. Yeah, the Jets, fuck, man. We got to beat the brakes off the Jets too, because for Cushington, right? For Cushington, for Shaq Cush, but for Cush, yeah. Because yeah, that was it. That was the end of Cush. Really, after that, what was that motherfucker's name? Fucking was it the center? God, yeah, he still live here. That's what I'm saying. So like, that's even worse, nigga. You still live here, and you fuck, man. You don't get the fuck on. What the fuck is in Tennessee, nigga? Oh, you say if he got released today, you picking him up? Oh, you talking about if we wasn't to welcome him now? Nah, look, fuck that nigga. He should have chose Houston first. Look, if he get released, I feel you. If we're talking about assets and we talking about it's a smart business move, right? Yes, I feel you. Fuck that nigga. See, he ain't on the Texas jersey, then fuck him. Goddamn, he don't put another one on. Fuck him. Shit, that nigga made. Come on, man. That nigga chose to go to Tennessee. Like, I will always look at him with disdain, right? You chose that over the city, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. And then they talk about turkey leg cut close down. Where the fuck you gonna go? Yeah. But so you say you're more concerned with get back to the Broncos game. You're more concerned with defensively how this Broncos team is going to approach this game. Is there a specific individual that you are most concerned about when it comes to the Broncos?
No, there's not. I'm trying my best not to use Wink's words because that shit that's the one superstitious thing I won't touch today. But as far as a defensive player that's on the Broncos team, I don't have anybody in mind that stands out to me like he's going to wreck the game. I think it's just an overall group effort, especially from their pass defense. And that's one of the things that is to be worrisome. And I'm not thinking that CJ is going to be like throwing like fucking 5 picks or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. I think that they can make it difficult to where if our guys aren't getting open, because at the end of the day, CJ can only do so much and pass it to the guys that are on the route as much as he can, when he can. It's up to them to catch it. So they're going to have to bring their A game this weekend. They're going to have to lay out for shit. They're going to have to make sure that it is visible that they caught the ball. I understand what happened last week with Tank was a one-off, and he's a tiny little guy, and he got pushed out and whatnot, and like everything didn't go his way. But like we need to make sure we're getting 2 feet down. We need to make sure that our catches are secure. We need to make sure that there's no issues. There's no movement penalties, nothing like that. But like their defense on the back end, they're gonna make it hard for us to pass.
You know, maybe we may rewatch the game. I may put that over. Yeah, Discord. Maybe rewatch the game. There's some things I need to relook at. But yeah, and that's another consideration. Like, do you feel like after all of that, because you know the NFL never publicly criticized the refs. They never say anything. But after the weekend, not just the Texas game, I want to say the Bills game, they had a few complaints too. But after this weekend of officiating, do you feel like the league has put the refs on notice? Do you feel like there will be an attempt at maybe
left, do it right, do it left, do it right, do it?
It's a possibility. It's a possibility. I mean, they sometimes try to like regulate that in like a game. Like whenever you see like a really bad call against one team, like maybe like 4 plays later, you'll see like a stupid little holding call that kind of tries to help balance it out a little bit. But what I think personally, I think the league needs to really take a good, long, hard look at the fucking refs and really impose some fucking rules on these guys. Because when they're fucking up that bad, like you can't change anything in the moment, right? Our game was definitely affected by them. It was affected by bad calls by them. But like you can't change that in the moment. But once the game is over, hold these motherfuckers accountable. Like if there's like a minor league for refs, kick their ass back down. Kick them back down to the college ranks. Like they don't need to be here at this level fucking with people's money, fucking with people's opportunities. Like they're out here like really changing the trajectory as far as how fucking shit is handled. And I'm talking about from betting, from the fandom, from the excitement to watch a game. Like their product has been fucking on the down slope for years now, and right now it is just atrocious to watch a lot of these games because the officiating has no consequence for the bullshit that they do. When they make a bad call, they're not held responsible. Like lose your job, get suspended, do something. These guys don't belong here. I don't care what the process it was for them to get here and why you don't want to like remove them or do these things. At the end of the day, if the players can be fined, if the players can be suspended, so can the referees.
That's the problem. They're held at such high regard. They're being the protected class on the field. Like, I saw somebody, what it was, there was a scuffle going on. The stupid ass ref gets all in the mix, and when the guy's moving his arm trying to get, I think it was Jack's player or whatever that might have done it, and he bumps into him, like, and then you throw the fucking flag, bitch, I can't see you. Like, you got in a fucking fight between grown men, and you the weakest bitch on the fucking field, like a female trying, oh, you gotta stop it. And then fucking get thrown to the ground or some shit. Like, nobody intentionally did that. It's just the sheer force of grown men tussling, right? And then so, like, shit like that, I don't feel, oh, you can't touch, man. Fuck them. Who was the ref that threw the flag in old buddy's eye? Whatever happened to him, right? Were there any consequences for him? But
none.
Yeah,
never.
But I agree with you. Like, and that's been my premise. Is like I feel like there should be a referee grading system, right? And you should not know what game you're working each week, right? There should be a group of unaffiliated, graders or whatever, and then again, like I say, there's a score. You have a score, and your score is going to send you to what is going to be the projected game of your ranking within the referee organization. So if you had the highest graded score, you're going to get to work the Sunday night or Monday night football, whatever the big game's going to be, down there. And if you had the worst fucking grade, you're going to work the Jags game every week because it's going to be the lowest watched game in the fucking week. So you're going to work the Jags game every fucking week. You're going to work the Jags. But you're going to London, buddy, like, and you don't know what the fuck where you're going to. Like, you get a ticket and you get to the fucking airport. You know what I'm saying? And then you're like, you should have no prior knowledge. You shouldn't be able to say, okay, I'm fucking
I'm watching the Giants this week or whoever, and I know so and so is likely to play aggressively. I don't like his style of play. Then that's going to make you more likely to call these calls, more likely to throw penalties that shouldn't be there. Like, come on, that Texans game, and I hate to rant on because I hate relying on the ref thing being a thing, but it was too fucking blatant. When you have photo evidence, we talking about 10 toes Texans again. If you've been a Texan since day one, I'm talking about since '02, since been riding the wave, not the new breeze, not the hey, CJ's pretty nice, I like him, or not the Deshaun. Hey, maybe ass massage ain't so bad. He wasn't that bad. Y'all don't get to be 10 toes Texans. Y'all can be
Booty
Texans.
Warriors.
Yeah. But the 10 toes Texans, drop that hashtag in the chat if you've been a 10 toes Texan since day one. And use the number 10. Don't spell out 10. Look, I can't read that well. But like it's a situation where they need to be they need to be held accountable. Like say you have an independent party and you grade these motherfuckers after every game. You can do it. What else are they doing during the week? It's not like they're practicing, you know what I'm saying? Or they doing the little CJ shit what he be doing with the tie, they doing it with their flags and shit, and it's like it's terrible, bro, because it's just like, what the fuck is going on, man? Like, you cannot impact. They cost me at least $500. It definitely cost me $500 fucking around on Pies bitch, because that particular tank they'll catch actually would have put me over where I needed. And so like it's very frustrating as a fan, as a sports spectator, as a Texans fan. But again, there should be consequence. And if you do have egregious fucking games, then you are suspended for a week. If you do have a game, like we talk about these advanced analytics, and I hate advanced analytics. I think the shit is fucking stupid. It's just it's overhyped, geeky, weird nerd shit, right? It's like, let's make stats out of shit that really don't matter, but it sounds good. It's like them old ESPN stats. On Thursday nights, Billy Wagner is 10 for 10 when the sun is shining in the left corner of the field. Like, it's just some old dumb ass. They'll just come all these categories like it's not a real statistic. It's just some dumb shit you made of some common, ground that you put together. But they should be graded with advanced analytics. Your call likely impacted this game in a 13% direction of the other team winning when they would have lost at this call. Like, you need to just get the advanced analytics for the fucking referees. And let's get this fucking shit right. Like, let them have it. Like, people perform, and I know it sounds funny, people perform better when you put a fucking foot on their neck, right? Like, you let motherfuckers have a little bit too much leeway. They get to doing whatever the fuck. There's no control. Put a fucking foot on the ref's neck. They need one, right? Because there's no governance for them. It's like, all right, y'all did a great job. See you next season, right? Like,
it's like, oh, you had a bad game.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You're not going to be punished for it. You're not going to be talked to. You're not going to, like, there should be a fine system for them. Like 100%, there should be a fine system. Oh, you made a play or you made a call that changed the trajectory of a game, especially when it was a really bad call. Oh, yeah, you lose half your fucking check for that game.
Like you'll be more likely to make the correct call. Like, even because you go back to that Robert Woods phantom missing touchdown, like shit like that. Like, you should not be able to have like it shouldn't be able to be that blatant. Like, in everything. And if a ball is possibly caught, always call a fucking touchdown. It's always going to be reviewed. I'd rather see the fake touchdown and then gasp for a minute and see that bitch's decline or whatever than you rob a motherfucker of an opportunity to have a fucking, like, this shit has impacted the Texans game specifically in major ways. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying it's not happening around the league, but there has to be something, right?
So my question to you, Honcho, is there something that's changed about the refs in the last couple of years that you feel like maybe changed things? Maybe women. Some of these refs with the longer hair?
Women. You gave women too much rights. Look, yeah, you can't be out here giving people too much rights, right? Look, ladies, I love you. I think y'all are amazing, wonderful. I appreciate everything you do. I think y'all are God's gift to some of y'all, not all of y'all. Like, I'm gonna be honest, the minority.
No,
but,
no. But a lot of you ladies out there get kick rocks.
Yeah, a lot of y'all are just nice to look at. A lot of y'all are terrible to associate with. But ladies, I love y'all. I think y'all are great, grand, and amazing. But I do think the influx of lady refs, right? Like, can we schedule the lady refs games like in accordance to ovulation and all that shit, like those charts that the women use to clock their time of the month? Like that needs to be NFL information, right? And it needs to be like, okay, well, this is about you. Well, you're not going to be scheduled for any games around here, right? We're gonna hold you off till next week, all right? Just consider it a paid vacation, right? Because then they might be getting all emotional on the field. They be calling play. It look like it hurt, and you're being mean. And then they fucking throwing flags, and then, they're all over the place. So no consistency. I know some of y'all not gonna.
So my question to that was like only female refs with hysterectomies.
Yes.
So that way we don't have to worry about it.
Yes, but I think some of them still get like hot flashes. You gotta. It's a lot of stuff, and I'm not hating on the ladies. I love y'all. We just talking about biology. But Luz, you was asking about Singletary and Pierce. At this point, I'd like to see Singletary carry the majority of the workload. At this point, I love the Pierce pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's just it ain't working for him. Saying
It's not panning out.
Oh wow.
I
don't know, J Mel.
What do you say?
That only trans women rest. That would be a lot of indecisive decidings going on. I don't know.
In one hand, I could kind of trust them.
Yeah.
In the other hand, I kind of don't trust them. It's weird. It's a 50-50. Like,
I don't know. Like, I feel like
because let's be honest, trans people are like emotional people. Like, they're going to be attracted to players, and that's how they're going to base a lot of their calls.
Oh,
so if there was a trans woman referee, there's going to be some bias there.
Yeah, that's my boo. That's my baby dad. Yeah, and it's going to be all over from there.
And how many of the down low players are going to get at them?
Oh, White House?
That's a whole nother rigging that you got to worry about.
Oh, that is true. That is true. They're gonna tell the crowd to be quiet or they won't start the game back. You ain't lying. That would be that's fucking funny as shit. But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, and y'all know what we cracking jokes, but I guarantee that's gonna be the next big wave. That's gonna be the next big thing. Like, we're gonna have our first trans rep and they're gonna make a huge deal about it, right? Like, if we just doing, let people do what they do. Let's not make big deals about it. Let's normalize it. If you got it, you got it, cool. But I just think the little ref huddles would be twice as long as they already are. If you brought in some other type of refs, right? Trevor Lawrence is the closest trans we got in the NFL. Oh, trans Trevor. Shout out to Justin. But man, that like I say, it's a situation where, bro, I don't know how you correct it, but with all the money you took in and put into hiding CTE and concussions, like, take like a fraction of that and improve the referees, NFL. Like, how hard is it to do that? Like, how hard is it to get some? We give all kind of motherfuckers what is it, little education classes, sensitivity classes. Let's like, dude, this is a call.
Half their job can be done by computers and machines.
This is true.
Like, if we really want to talk about it, you could probably, because most of the fields are turf now anyways, you could probably lay a grid down underneath the turf that would track like players' feet touchdown, and you would have a clear line inbounds and outbounds. And like, all you would have to do is have somebody be able to confirm possession of a catch or possession of the ball crossing the plane. Like, you can have a sensor inside the football, all that stuff. Like, you don't need these refs really much anymore.
Like I said, because I was thinking about the like, you have some type of either something. You could, like, say you have that grid. You could have like one of the little track lasers that go across the bottom. So make sure you crossed over or whatever. I mean, it's too much. It's too much technology. It's too much shit to do it. And again, I've always felt like until you can remove human error from games, it's always going to be that way. You're always going to have. And when I say human error, I'm not even just talking about mistaken calls. I'm talking about human temptation, greed. Because you can get behind the scenes. Hey, I'm gonna load your pockets up. Hey, I need you to make this call, and it looks like something subtle. We'll never know, right? It was just a slap on the wrist, bad foul call. Oh, you might have got to pay $20,000 to do that shit.
I know I keep devolving the conversation, but like, what the most pointless fucking job is for fucking NFL now is the guys that move the chains.
Oh wow, yeah.
You don't need them anymore. You don't.
That's true.
You got these guys running up and down the field for no damn reason. You don't need the chain anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Like, is that just for the player visual? But I mean, you could come up with something even better. You really don't. Like, you just have somebody stand or something. Like, you could come up with something different than having motherfuckers run up there. Yeah, we gotta get some of these motherfuckers off the sideline. Cause who got ran into yesterday? Not yesterday, the other game, and fucking coach was hurt on the sideline. Motherfucker fell over. I forgot who caught it. It wasn't Tank. It was somebody. Had a catch and ran into the coach on the sideline, and motherfucker rolled over. It was done. But yeah, right. We can't even get quality. Like, there's no reason you shouldn't. You got cameras sliding on cords, flying all over. You got drones in this motherfucker. Like, how are you not having 8K quality photos of every, like, you're scanning people's faces as they go into these stadiums, right? You got more detail on the fucking people who are going into the stadium than you do on the game on the field. Get the fuck out, right? Like, and that's what bothers me. And again, it's the pride thing, right? And that's what we're talking about, human nature, human error. The pride of the referees. I made a bad call. Do I want to embarrass I'd rather let you motherfuckers fuck up than embarrass and say, hey, I fucked up. That was a bad call. There was no, and nobody trips whenever they go back and say, hey, there was no penalty on the play or some shit like that. Every now and then when you hear them see that shit, you know what I'm saying? you'll see them say, and nobody, it is what it is. But yeah, like I said, that shit was too impactful last week. But again, the Texans kind of control their own destiny. And so it's not, you know, it is what it is. We'll take that with a grain of rice because again, overall, the big picture is the Texans are, they're on the rise, right? We're trending up, right? We definitely did embrace more technology in these fucking games. So what's going to happen is, because I say I'm gonna probably be at the, well, not probably, I'm gonna be at the game on Sunday. So we won't have a pre-game sauce. Probably not gonna have a post-game sauce. We may have like a late sauce, get in the house sauce, maybe, I don't know. But so there's a couple things I wanted to display this week, but we won't. They'll do them next week. So make sure y'all are part of that. What we're gonna do, we're gonna slide to Discord after this. So I got a little matter I have to take care of here in a second. But I want to shout out to the fucking Tin Man because it has been a minute since you've been in it, and I definitely enjoyed rocking with you today. It's always a fun time when the Tin Man's in the building. But before we wrap it up, we'll get a mark my motherfucking words and the score predictions as we're gonna be rocking on Sunday. And y'all in the chat, y'all already know how that goes. Mark my motherfucking word, hashtag mark my motherfucking word. And next week, y'all be ready for that hashtag mark my motherfucking words because I'm working on that shit. Don't look, hey, mark my motherfucking words and score predictions. Y'all be ready for that shit next week. So it's gonna go down, man. It's definitely gonna go down. So tell me what you got, man. What's your mark my motherfucking words? Bold prediction for this Texans game.
Mark my motherfucking words. The Texans will beat the Broncos 37-31. CJ Stroud will throw for 399 and 6 TDs.
6?
3 of those TDs, yes. 3 of those TDs will be hauled in by Dalton Schultz.
Dalton fucking Schultz. I need to see it. But is did they say Dalton out this week? Or
is he out?
Is he? I think somebody Dalton out. Oh yeah, Dalton out. Is Brown in?
Oh, Dalton out. Okay. Brown. 3 TDs to Brown.
Yeah.
That's my bad.
All right. Okay. Mark my motherfucking words. Oh man. I'm gonna go a little bit shy. I think that CJ's gonna throw you 4. He's gonna run one in. I think Singletary get back on track. Broncos couldn't drop 31 against the Landry football team. I think that Singletary get back on track. I need to give me one. But Tank Dell is going to have 2 of those touchdowns. Tank is going to go. He's going to get the makeup yardage he was robbed last week because he was robbed about 100 yards last week. Like, Tank was robbed on that big fuck. Tank going to get all them yards he's owed. Tank going to put up his best. So Tank going to have 216 yards receiving on 8 catches, 2 touchdowns. That's my mark.
I can see it.
Words. That's my mark. I know a lot of people been talking about Ertz. Real quick, Ertz. I'm neither here nor there because like I feel like, well, with Schultz going down, I mean maybe that is a consideration. Neither here nor there because with Ertz, with Brown coming back, like I feel like Brown is that dude at this point. Like he's shown when he's healthy, he can be that guy. So I don't know, I don't know how much of an upgrade is Ertz, but because again, we got like CJ. When you have a guy like CJ as well, he makes the talent better. Like I know Ertz is a name, but I don't know if he really just is going to provide like that big of an impact.
Ertz can do work though. He could do work with CJ.
Nothing wrong with Vetter. You see how he's doing with Woods, so I can see that. I just feel like, I mean, I'm not for or against, in my opinion. Like, I mean, I don't think it changes much because I prefer Brown healthy, and if Brown's healthy, every time he held a 50, he followed up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's gonna go off Tank. You're not gonna hold Tank down for long. Like I say, he's gonna what? You say Derek Bernard gonna take Renard's spot? What? I see Marvel for Texas rush for over 130 combined. Tank will bring would like the Broncos up secondary until they put PS2 on him. Then Brown will get his. Okay. Roderick is a person. Said, and then he ain't see what?
What do you say?
This nigga Broderick put MM. I'm gonna let you make it, Broderick, because you a preacher man. So I understand why you did it. I understand. I'm gonna let you make it because you're a preacher man. I was finna go in, but Broderick, but his mark my words, MMW. CJ will throw 4 TDs. Pierce rushes for 100 and a TD. Okay. I see Texas 31-17. I see Texas 35-14. I see Jordan starting. Is Brown? I thought Brown had did he have limited practice or did he have a full practice? Like,
I gotta change my receiver again.
yeah, I'm trying to see. Yeah, I'm like,
You know what? Fuck it. Tank gonna have 3 touchdowns. Tank.
Yeah, that's what we fucking with. We will see the return of Petrie. No, they didn't sign her, but Ertz is I'm playing 90% Tank in the weekend. Yeah, I'm finna. I had money on Tank. Like, when I say the refs fucked me out of 500 on one play, and maybe like 100 on another little cheap play. They like 125 on one play. Tank, like Tank is should damn near be guaranteed money. But I don't think they did. I don't know if they signed her. I haven't kept up with the news thing. Shenanigans and Tom Flutie. Stingley 2 picks. He gonna do it for the soul of
You
Kevin
mean
Johnson.
defensive Will Fuller? Defensive Will Fuller gonna have 2 picks in a game?
Defensive Will Fuller. Oh man, bro. Man, look, I don't Jalen Hurts. Stop. Yeah, I mean, y'all know how I feel about Sting Lee. I'm not hating on him. I just need availability and consistency, bro. Like, that was my big beef with him because he was just hurt when we picked him up. But I'm not knocking it. I mean, it is what it is. And I know everybody's like, oh, well, Sauce ain't got something because they know not to test Sauce. Even though Sauce is a simp, right? Sauce is a bigger simp than Russell Wilson in my book right now. But they know not to test Sauce, right? That's why. They like, Sting, that nigga hurt. We gonna test his ass. Then he capitalized on the underrated because they feel like he's hurt, right? And so then he's like, I got you, bitch. So, it's deception. He went in by deception. But no, still shout out to Sting. No, I fuck with Sting. I ain't gonna knock it. No light skin hates. Actually, I think the time limit is over. But I ain't gonna have no light skin hates till after the Broncos game. We'll see what happens. But that being said, like I said, we're gonna slide to Discord. If you're in that thing, If you're not at Patreon, I know I'm supposed to set up some trial. I have it set up by Sunday before I go to the thing. And then Heidi over there crushing. Look at her. Yeah, Wilson. Yeah, Wilson can turn that bitch up. Like, don't count him out. He can turn that bitch up when it matters. Like, he's cool when it's cool, but when the high stakes situations, I'm not sure if he's just like I. But anything you want to say if we slide out of here, Tim, man?
Man, it was great to talk to all y'all again. I'm glad. I'm gonna try to slide through a little bit more. Slowly getting my schedule back together. Those of y'all who know, y'all know. Those of you who don't, you'll figure it out one day. But yeah, man, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to talk with you guys. It's been way too damn long, and I'm hoping to get more in there.
Let me see. What the hell? Where the fuck Clarence come from? You watching the beginning of the stream, Clarence? I don't even know what I said about you.
Hey, Clarence, how you like that first loss? Huh? Yeah, don't go sliding because we're right behind you.
But here's the thing though, like, and I hear that 3.5 favorite, but like, you automatically get like 3 being at home, don't you? Something like that. It's supposed to be. But, you say 24-20 Houston, Tank with 2 TDs, Singletary with 1. Wilson will have 20 completions with 86. Fucking Wilson. Yeah, they get that receiver back. Who's that? Brandon Johnson. They said that he was having some chemistry with Wilson early on. So we'll see, because I kind of think he's a little bit of an unknown to the Texans. So we'll see how he pans out. There's something I'm killing about him. Keep my eye on.
Tavir Thomas gonna whoop his ass.
Tavir gonna have a bounce back too, because they did my boy dirty last week. You know what I'm saying? Wrecked up O-line is better than healthy O-line with the Texans. You know what I'm saying? So, that's Clarence getting at DeMarcus. Yeah, DeMarcus, don't let him do you like Jay Mill did you that day. Right back.
Clarence gonna disappear into the fogginess of his hot dog water.
Yeah. So, how you like the second line? What second line? The ones the refs assisted you with, Clarence. Your big brother had to help y'all. The Stripes had to help the spots. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. All right. Discord. Fuck with y'all. Shout out to Clarence. I still fuck with you. You know you're terrible taste in fandom and hot dogs. All right. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to the round table. Shout out to everybody in the sauce. Yeah. And with that being said, y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Most of all, stay saucy, Houston, or wherever you may be. Man. It's what it is. Migos, and the Bullos, and the Bullas, and Ninos, and Primos, everybody else, everything. Yeah.